I think any couple, you do have to establish ground rules up.
I'm incredibly stubborn, so it took 8 months for me to agree to that decision.
Yeah. We never leave each other's side.
If we weren't a couple, we could not work together because we would kill each other.
Have you had a nap today?
Oh my God, you're brave.
This episode is sponsored by BM Catalysts, Europe's leading manufacturer of catalytic converters, DPFs and front pipes, helping to keep vehicles running cleaner and greener. Welcome back to Garage Talk Unwrapped, the podcast with me, Vicky.
And me, Ben. In this episode, we're joined by Leanne and Brett from Big Spuds. They're also based in Telford, as we are. They deliver tailored and bespoke quality merchandise and have made a big impact in aftermarket space. They even created the famous Garage Talk hoodies and stickers that you all see at the event.
So famous. If you haven't scanned that QR code, make sure you scan it. They are full of amazing ideas and are really nice people, aren't they? We caught up with them at the IAAF Winter Conference in December to compare notes on running a business with your spouse.
Yeah, it did make me a little bit nervous, Victoria, to be honest with you, when we were comparing notes. But the conversation was amazing, and I think it just made us realise that we're not too far off being on the right track.
Yeah, we're not alone.
We're not alone in this. It's a major industry for couples working together.
Yeah, and whole families like we get onto. So let's dig in.
So we're at the IAAF conference, and who better to have a podcast with than two other people from Telford, because it's too obvious to meet locally. This one is about married couples running businesses. As many of you out there know, Victoria and myself run Garage Talk. Well, Victoria runs it and I listen to her. But there's also another couple we know from Telford who are a major part of the aftermarket, and they do many, many marketing initiatives. We've sat with them several times and we're always amazed by them. They've used our merchandise, but they are married. And as Victoria and myself know, there may be conflicts at work. Leanne's already laughing. I'd like to welcome Leanne and Brett from Big Spuds Marketing. Good afternoon. Now, this is going to be a really exciting podcast. I've got no doubt about that.
First of all, for those who haven't heard about Big Spuds, tell us a little bit about who you guys are, what you do, and how you kind of infiltrated the aftermarket.
Well, basically, Brett's, I'm sure a lot of people listening to this will know Brett. He's been in the aftermarket for forever, most of his life.
That can only be 12, 13 years, Brett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8, 9 years or so.
And then about 3 years ago, I rocked up into his life. My background is design, product design, clothing design. Done that for years. And basically, we came up with this idea of me designing clothing and products and, really nice quality, high-end, detailed garments that don't just have to be for retail, that they could also be used to represent brands within merchandise. Brett knows everyone in the industry and had a lot of people that you could speak to about it. There was a bit of a demand for high-quality merchandise at the time, things that people actually want to wear that last. So then we put our heads together. We made some samples, basically, took them to some customers, and then it's just exploded 2.5 years later. We're here for the second year, exhibiting what we do, and yeah, it's just growing and growing and growing. Anything to add, Brett?
Well, as you know, I'm a talker, so this could be lethal. No, all I would say to add is that I think if you're, and the idea actually formed from the fact that running some aftermarket businesses myself in the past, trying to find quality merchandise that people actually wanted to wear was the most difficult thing ever. And we'd gone through the point of some distributors even saying, actually, I don't want that T-shirt anymore. I don't want that mug anymore. I don't want that cup anymore. I don't want that pen anymore. I want something that's better. Can you come up with something better? And during the jobs that I had, we'd actually come up with campaigns that actually moved away from merchandise and were more centred around the product and the OE fitment of the product. So when I was at Sir Geoffrey Filtration, which is now Perflux Group, we got a Mercedes C63 AMG, which had got the original filter fitted on the car. That was actually the merchandise and the marketing for a 3-year period, which did wonders for the brand. But trying to add things to that to give away was actually really difficult. And then the same when I went to GSF, I couldn't find the quality that actually I was happy with aligning with the tier one OEM brand. So if you're a tier one OEM brand, the last thing you want to do, or the last thing you should be doing, is then offering a £3, £4 t-shirt with your brand slapped on it, and then somebody using it to decorate the house.
I think the thing is, of course, we're in an industry where a lot of people like to collect that free bag.
100%, yeah.
And that's the biggest problem is that...
Especially at events like Auto Mechanica and, you know, when the public are there grabbing whatever they can.
And the big difficulty as well is, and this is something we've had conversations about this today already, where you can literally fill your table with pens, notepads, mugs, and people will come along and they'll take them away, and you've literally just burned probably in the region of, I'd say realistically, if you were there for a full day, £800-900.
Yeah.
And what's the engagement? No one knows, because someone just walked away with a pen and a mug. Whereas what I wanted to do was create something that said, let us create a product for you that you can give away, but actually target to the people that you want to give it away to. There's still a place for pens, there's still a place for mugs. But actually, rather than just let's do a scattergun approach and just get a load of stuff in, and it's generally done with the shortest notice period possible before an event. It's the end result means you've just burnt a lot of cash, and actually you've got no real follow through, no return on your investment to even measure, let alone even actually say we won that business because we did this. And in all fairness, did anybody actually spend a lot of money with another company because you gave them a free pen?
And another point for me personally is I've spent years working with some of the big high street retailers, and there is a big focus on sustainability, but a lot of it is greenwashing and not, it's all like glossy, and the practices that some of them have isn't what I personally agree with. So part of the reason for us doing high quality clothing, especially, and items that people want to wear and that, don't end up in someone's bin after 2 washes because they've fallen apart, it's gone misshapen, or the fabric's grown, is really important to me personally.
We met you guys a year ago. You can see the creativity, like you can see the quality stuff that you create for different brands and how much thought you put into it. I do want to ask though, before we get on to the point of the podcast, where did the whole Big Spuds thing come from and whose idea was it? It was kind of from Brett. So Brett had a phrase for me. So when we first started working together, we weren't called Big Spuds. It was just Earp Consulting. And then we went to a meeting once for a customer, and we came out. It was a brilliant meeting, actually. Lovely, lovely people who we met. And we came out, and I sat in the car with Brett. And we were driving back to the office, and I said, I feel like that meeting went really well. I feel like, I'm starting to understand the automotive industry and, what people are looking for, what people want. And Brett just turned to me and went, all right, Barry Big Spuds. And then it just kind of stuck, this nickname of Barry Big Spuds. I would come out of a meeting and I'd be all beaming that it had gone well and really happy. And then Brett would just call me Barry Big Spuds because I thought, when I got a bit of confidence. And I feel like we just lost the Barry.
We did.
And we just became Big Spuds.
Just Big Spuds.
Are you tired of chasing car parts over the phone? PartSync connects trade buyers with trusted suppliers in one platform. No calls, no delays, just parts. Get real choice, new, used or genuine OEM. Compare brands, warranty, price and delivery. Suppliers, connect with active trade buyers ready to buy your stock. PartSync, bringing the parts industry together. Book your demo at partsync.co.uk.
Ben is a charity for anyone who works or has ever worked in the automotive industry and their families. We're here to listen and support you through life's toughest challenges. Call our free confidential helpline on 08081 311 333 or visit ben.org.uk for online support with your health and wellbeing.
What you do causes many arguments between couples, because whenever I go to an exhibition and come back, I get told I brought a bag of crap back.
Oh my God.
So
the amount of bottles and flasks in our cupboard just drive me absolutely insane.
We're couples, we work together. Leanne, what's it like working with Brett?
When we first started working together, because the industry that I left, I worked my way up quite high. And so I was quite confident in working previously, and then working with Brett, coming to a whole new aftermarket that I didn't know anything about. I obviously had to humble myself slightly and allow myself to learn from Brett's expertise. But then at the same time, my expertise being in designing and the clothing and everything and the manufacture. Brett also had to do the same, and you had to learn from me, didn't you?
Yeah.
And the processes and everything, which at first was fine doing it that way. And then basically from a design point of view, I always thought that I would know better because I do loads of graphic t-shirts and hoodies and things. I always thought that I knew, graphics and from the design side. Whereas Brett, knowing the market, you'd always want an input on the design side, wouldn't you? Of what garages would want and what the end user would actually want from a graphics point of view. And occasionally that would cause, I'm not the best at being told what to do, I'd say. So that initially probably caused a bit of friction, but we do okay, don't we? Working together.
Yeah, you do. I think any couple, you do have to establish ground rules up.
Yes.
There has to be ground rules.
I agree.
And the ground rules, especially in a work environment, when it can be a decision or it can be a process or it can be absolutely anything really that involves what would normally be in a normal company. One person makes the decision and that's it. That's the direction. Away you go. Working as a married couple is completely different because you've been on it. You can easily fall into a trap of just placating everybody during the day. Those ground rules are so important at that point because you have to have somebody that has the ultimate end say. No matter what it is, there has to be somebody that says, no, yes, let's do this. We're not doing that.
And we had to establish that probably about 8 months in, we had to establish that was going to be you.
Yeah, because it did.
And I'm incredibly stubborn, so it took 8 months for me to agree to that decision.
Yeah.
Welcome to our life, Brett.
Yeah.
I'm 2 years in, still haven't agreed to.
Well, yeah, it took me a while. But yeah, you've got 10 years on me as well of industry experience. So.
But in fairness, the thing, what I would say with this is, it's not a personal thing. It was actually, we had to sit back and say, and I remember saying, look, if we're going to do this as a married couple, we've got to have rules and we've got to have a process that we have to follow, or we're not going to succeed as a business.
Yeah,
because the circling around something because somebody wanted to be. I'm not saying you either, by the way. I'm just saying
You want to win, don't you? There's like a power struggle almost. That dynamic is.
And that's the thing. There's this thing where you're going to say in your own head, you're like, hang on, because what happens is that dynamic changes massively because when you're at work and you're with somebody at work and there's no other connection other than your work colleagues, you can have the will to say, no, I'm not doing that. Until ultimately somebody comes along and says, well, that's great, your opinions are fantastic, but unfortunately the company has to go in this direction, which is sort of what I was saying at that point. Look, we can all have as many opinions as we like. And one thing that I do say at work a lot is opinions are great, but they get nothing done.
Yeah.
So what we have to do is, even if it's wrong, it doesn't matter. We have to go with one direction. Not the band.
I think as well, the fact that we've said to each other before, if we weren't a couple, we could not work together.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
100%, because we would kill each other. But the reason that it works is because we know each other so well. So
you are the bigger person now. You're definitely you are 100%.
Oh yeah, you have strops. You're a princess at work.
You're a couple. You're a married couple. You're working together. You're living together. There's there can be sometimes 3 to 4 weeks of a period of time we never leave each other's side.
Yeah.
So that and that.
I just did a massive eye roll at me.
Well, it's like this week, we're all together this week. You live in each other's pockets 24/7. There's no escape to the outside the office for a 5-minute break or anything. You're on top of each other.
We do have a little code though, don't we? So if we've had a bit of back and forth in the office, and if I have been really stubborn on a point, and maybe might be a bit hormonal that week or whatever,
I'll do it.
And I'll walk away fuming and angry, and then it's literally as soon as I get in the kitchen, I'll be like, oh, that was me, I caused that. And I'll literally make you a brew, bring you back a brew to your desk, and then we'll find, because that brew is me saying...
Or I'll go, have you had a nap today?
Oh my God, you're brave.
Oh no, he says worse. He's actually said to me on multiple occasions during a bit of back and forth, you need to stay in your lane. That's when I have to leave the room.
Oh, Brett.
And
we have She's not very good at driving, so...
We've got a big roll
of
bubble wrap in the warehouse that I'll literally just go in and attack and pretend it's Brett.
Have you painted his face on?
Yeah, I'm sure that's healthy though.
I don't think you're unusual as a couple though. I think
no, this is I love listening to this. I'm like, yes.
Is it the same as you guys?
It gives us confidence so that we're actually not doing as badly as we think, because it is difficult. I mean, you are stubborn, but But
I will not give in. I will fight to the death on a point. I'll die on my hill, whatever it is. Like we have a lot of back and forth.
But what's
and
it like
I don't make him a tea at the end.
Yeah, that's one thing you got to learn. What's it like working with me?
I liked how you were saying if you weren't together, then you couldn't work together, because the way he works actually drives me insane. Like how disorganized he is and how he lacks processes and how it's all. And people always ask us what it's like working together, and we say we complement each other very well. And my background is HR and admin, and I have to have it all written down. It's all so detailed, and Ben's just like in cloud cuckoo land, just coming up with all these ideas, and they're great. And it's the business wouldn't be driving forward as it is without Ben's ideas. But I kind of have to like ground him a little bit and put some thought into what he's coming up with, because it just drives me mad how kind of all over the place you are.
Yeah, but then my point of view is just crack on, stop all this preparation stuff.
Don't need the details.
Well, I'm definitely the you over here, because I'm the detailed one, aren't I? I need to have lists. I need to have everything numbered. I need to have spreadsheets for tracking everything.
Yeah.
Whereas you're just constantly on the phone, making things happen and getting the sales, which is amazing, because you need to you're amazing at that.
I would say I'm more of a in my own head person, as in like you ask me anything and I'll tell you the answer. But ask me then to document it on a piece of paper, probably
That is Ben.
But just ring me up and ask me. I'll tell you the answer. But you can even say, I'll say to you sometimes, oh, what's the cost on that, or what's this on that, whatever that might be. And you were like, oh, I'll have to check, and then I'll get frustrated and think, why don't you just know that?
Well, it's all
that on your
It's all on the relevant spreadsheet. It's all
we don't
documented.
need to remember.
Yeah, we don't need to
it's all there.
It's all there. You just need to go find it. You know where it is.
No, but it's important, because this is a real. No, this is a real situation, because we're sitting here as two couples working together every day. In our industry, there's actually a lot of couples who work together in garages.
Mm-hmm.
So you might have the and this is no stereotypical view, but I'd say it's probably the general view. You've probably got wife on the front house, bloke in the background fixing the cars with 2 or 3 other blokes, maybe some other family members as well. I mean, that's another step. I mean, we've got, in our business, there's 5 family members working there.
Gosh.
So it's, I'd actually say one of the hardest things to do is not so much working with your wife, it's when you have to moan at your dad.
Oh, bless.
And I can't moan at him, because he's obviously my father-in-law, and I'm just like, hello, have you done this, please? Have you had time to do this yet?
He's the man is a workaholic. He doesn't want to retire. He's 72 nearly, and he's literally he's right in the middle of everything in a good way. But it's really hard sometimes when I'm saying, yeah, Dad, but I don't want to do it that way.
Yeah,
we do it this way. Probably the biggest conflict that we have as a couple now is how you manage growth, and it's really hard.
Is it because one of you's more like risk averse than the other?
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, I'd say
it's not so much risk averse. It's just I like to know that everything's okay and that we've got everything in place for what we need to do for growth and things. Whereas you're just a bit of we need to grow and we are growing, so we'll just do the things and
then figure it out later.
And figure it out later.
No, actually, I'd disagree. So we're going to have a disagreement.
We're going to have a disagreement now.
I'd have and I know that you're going to then say, oh, actually, yeah, fair enough, you do.
Here's a cup of tea.
What I do is, you don't see me doing it, but I'll be working on a spreadsheet. I am very detailed and numbers focused. So I'll have a spreadsheet and I'll have done all the numbers in the background. Then I'll say to you, right, we should do this. So when we invested in the new machinery, when we invested in expanding the building, I'd already done the numbers in the background on a spreadsheet, looked at it, forecasted it, right, okay, how much is this going to cost? How much is that going to cost? Then I'll come to you. You'll say, no, I haven't. But actually, think of everything we've done. I've already done the numbers on it.
Do you share that with Leanne though? Like, do you
not
see
at the time, no. I don't share it until after.
He just throws these things at me. It'll literally be 10:30 at night. It's getting into bed. Just watched a bit of Downton Abbey. Just getting into bed. And then he'll just
a look into Leanne and Brett's marriage.
and then he'll suddenly just announce like this big plan that he wants to do, and then just roll over and fall asleep. So then I'm lying there thinking, what? How? And then all these numbers are going through my head and everything. And then wake up in the morning and you'll be like, oh, I've worked it all out.
Oh, half the time I've already done it. I've already actioned it all.
When quality matters and emissions count, demand precision. BM Catalysts is Europe's leading manufacturer of aftermarket hot-end emissions products. From catalytic converters and OE-level components to expert technical training available on Garage Pro, BM delivers best-in-class manufacturing, rigorous performance, and full compliance. Need parts you can trust? Visit bmcats.com. Partner with BM. Drive profit, exceed expectations.
What's it like with Leanne?
In the early days, it was really hard. It was difficult because we'd come from two completely different industries, and actually the way the industries communicate with each other is completely different. I will probably expect that everybody's running at that same pace and understanding what I'm saying, rather than, I will hold my hands up to that. That's definitely.
I run at the same pace.
No, I think Ben's the same. It's just the assumption that you know everything that they know without actually sharing that information.
Or if you've said it once, you don't expect to have to say it again.
Yeah, it can be.
But I think we do work in an industry that's full of chaos.
It is. Yeah.
Because if we look at your average garage, and I say your average garage, this is the 80%ers. There's a lot of them who they don't plan what's coming in the following day.
No.
They don't plan what's coming in this afternoon, and that's not a slur on the garage industry, but we all know it's true because the industry itself has created the problem by offering a delivery in 45 minutes. So why do you need to do it? Because the delivery will come.
Yeah.
That then translates back sometimes to the distributor, and the distributor then it's a lot better now. But going back 15 years, you'd turn up to do what would be called a workout. You'd turn up at the distributor, at one of the branches, you'd then go with the rep or the branch manager out to go and see their customers, the garages that they supplied every day. And in the majority of cases, you probably wouldn't have a plan from the branch. There's 3 different tiers of business levels, none of them bad, but they all operate and work in completely different ways of how they run, communicate, operate as businesses. Yeah. So that's massive, that is, in the garage industry. I think, and that's something that you've picked up on, learned, and you've learned it really well and really quick though.
We've touched on a little bit, so many different businesses and garages are either couples running it or family businesses. We find it really hard to switch off. I know you two are always working, always coming up with new ideas. Do you ever switch off? Is there a time where you kind of go, we're not talking about work for an hour or today, or we're having a day off? What do you do?
It's me that demands that, isn't it? You never switch off ever. Absolutely ever. We do have a little routine that we have on a Saturday morning, don't we? No, but we do try and go out for breakfast on a Saturday morning, don't we? Nice. And switch off. And that's kind of our little routine that we do. Unless obviously we've got an event on or something. But I'd say that's probably the only time that we stop talking about work.
Do you still talk about, you don't talk about work at that breakfast?
Well, Brett's not allowed to, but Brett still talks about work.
I still do. I find it very difficult to switch off. I find it really hard in general to not focus on what it is that I'm focusing on. And there is no bigger focus and no bigger bet than when you start to work for yourself. So if you're working for yourself, nobody else is going to do it. It's, and I say this every single day, you never appreciate a job more than you do until you work for yourself, because it's a totally different world, and I love it. I absolutely, I do love it. There are some days when I wake up and I literally want to pull the air out of my head that I haven't got, because it's all encompassing. And it's actually, if we didn't work together, it probably wouldn't work between the pair of us, because.
Oh really?
Well, yeah, because if you think about it,
I mean, that's news to me.
No. What I mean is by that you imagine you're going off doing air kissing at fashion events, and coming home, and then I'm never switching off.
Yeah, I do my head in actually.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, as in
I probably wouldn't understand.
You would. You'd be like, look, you've got to have a rest. You've got to stop. You've got to think of this. You've got to think of that. And I'm thinking, yeah, but you've got no idea. I've got to make sure that the VAT's paid. I've got to make sure the VAT's calculated. I've got to make sure this is done, that's done. There's all these things that you have to do. And I think unless you're in the middle of all that as a person and as a couple, or you've at least got some experience of it, it's actually really difficult. And I think that could easily be something that makes or breaks couples. For us, it made us as a couple.
I think the same now. This business won't be where it is without Vicky, and I don't think I think she underplays herself too much, and I don't think she appreciates how much I appreciate her, because I don't sit there going, blowing smoke up her backside going, you're brilliant. And she's so good at what she does, and she doesn't realise it. And in life as well, my life has certainly improved in the last 4 years since we got together, and the business has just immensely took off, and that's everything. And it's just, I think they just need to appreciate what they do for us, Brett. I think they need to understand how important they are. And like you say, she does put up the conversations at night, sat on the sofa. I've got this idea. However, we're sat here today because of an idea Vicky had in the car going to watch, I'll say Travis because Catfish in the bottom of my headline, but they were dreadful. But we're going to watch Travis at Cardiff, and Vicky went, we'll do a podcast. And I don't think she even appreciates how far that thought has took us forward. It's like, you are a vital part of this business.
Yeah. This point here couldn't have happened at a better point in the day. Somebody actually said to you this morning, you said, I'm not very good at sales. And I said, I don't know why you keep saying that. And then she actually said what to you? That's imposter syndrome, and you're in your own head.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. Imposter syndrome.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
I don't know.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I think I think there's loads of people who would say, I've never had that. I know I've got the ability. I know I've got the experience. They're lying because there's not one person. It doesn't matter who they are.
Yeah. I've always been like a people pleaser as well, haven't I? So if we have like meetings that go really well, I come away and I think, I know what I'm doing. I know everyone's lovely, blah, blah, blah. And I could have 20 of those meetings, and then I can have one phone call where someone's rude to me on the phone. And that's all I remember.
Yeah.
I forget all the 20 meetings that I've done really well in, and, everyone's liked all the designs and the products and stuff. And I'll just remember that one phone call where someone was rude. And I've just thought, And I hold on to that, which I guess is it's a personal thing though, isn't it? But
I completely get it. We've talked about a lot of the negatives of working with your partner. Both of you, what's your favourite thing of working with your spouse?
I think I know what you're going to say.
Better get it right now then.
Brett, go first. Go on.
I genuinely would say, for me, this might not be what you think I'm going to say, but I would say, for me, it's you allow me to do it. You just allow me to do what I've got to do. And by that I mean, this is going to sound really bad, but you'll bring me some lunch or you'll bring me a cup of tea, because I know this is really hard to believe this bit. I do actually forget to eat during the day. It's hard to believe, I know. And anybody that doesn't know me is like, whatever, mate. But I do, I'll get to a point and you'll say, you haven't had any lunch? And I'll be like, what time is it? Or I haven't had a drink for like 5 hours. And you will look after me like that at work. Oh. So it's true.
That's what I thought you were going to say, that you get your lunch brought to you every day.
Yeah, no, you do that because I get so in the middle of everything, as in like I'm so invested in everything. Each project, each customer, each product, all the campaigns, everything. I'm right in the middle of absolutely every bit of it. And I love doing that, and I love seeing that grow, and I love seeing other people grow with that. I do. There are points during the day where I like, I'll like, honestly, this is I don't know, you can say whether it's true or not, but it is. I'll sit there and I'll be like, I need a wee. I've got to go to the toilet, I need a wee. Because in my own head, I've been like, I need the toilet. And that's probably been 45 minutes.
I do the same. But I have to reward myself. I'm like, I'll finish these 10 things and then I'll reward myself for going through
for a week.
to go for a week.
I know. You know what? But it's mad though, isn't it?
Oh my God.
I mean, it is though.
You two need to get your own heads.
Yeah. But and then I'm literally I'm like hot pacing it down the corridor. So I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it.
Leanne, have you got any internal cameras? Can we put this on YouTube?
I'll see what I can do.
What about you?
What's my favourite thing about you? I'd say it's the humour that we have. Because you know when you've worked in a job before, you have like your work wife or your work husband or whatever, who you get on really well with and you have a bit of laugh with. Because we literally sit next to each other at work, our desks are next to each other, and we just, sometimes in the afternoon, we just laugh. Like something will happen. Yeah. Or one of the members of staff will say something, like it happened this week actually. Little funny things happen, and then we just sit there all afternoon going.
You do get
and
to
we
share.
Do have a proper laugh.
You wouldn't have that with anybody else.
No.
And then it'll just stick with us for weeks. And then
What about you two? What's the highlight?
You first.
I was gonna, and it sounds like I'm stealing it now, but I was gonna say that we do get to share experiences and moments together that we wouldn't normally. Like, it's cool the trips and the events and stuff that we get to go to, but it's just even better that you're doing it with your husband.
Yeah.
And then we can go, like, at the end of the day, we get together and we have like a proper gossip about what's going on. We're like, oh my God, did you hear what someone says? But you can't go home and say that to your husband if you don't work.
They've got no idea.
No.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, for me, it's like working with my best friend anyway, but we just get to like,
That's cute.
we're our own little club, aren't we?
Yeah, we are, yeah. The Coach Club. For me, I've never had anybody believe in me before. And Vicky believes in me. And that's
We believe in you, babe.
I know.
Yeah.
But, you know, but it's like your family think you're idiots for setting up a small business. You know, your friends think you are, or they think you're having a glamour life. And, the
one thing I say every day, it's easy work for yourself. Isn't it?
yeah, it is, isn't it?
Go and
Brett?
go as you please. Be your own boss.
How tired are you today?
Do you know what? He lied to me. He was like, join me in the business. He's like, you'll have so much more free time, so much time to yourself and work-life balance.
He definitely lied.
I want my money back.
He lied, barefaced lied through his teeth.
But at that time, we weren't half as busy as we are now.
Yeah.
So you can. I think what I meant was you can go to sports days for your kids. You can go to the cinema if you want to have an afternoon.
Yeah.
The problem we have now, we have staff, is they question that, but they don't see the 5 till 10 at night at home. And so it's the belief that you've put into me and things. So
That's cute.
well, I think we could go on for hours, but that's been amazing for me. I don't know. But everybody else, it's really fascinating.
If anything, it's made me feel better.
Oh, good.
Because like you guys are literally the same.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Welcome to Garage Talk Therapy.
I think most couples who work together, I mean, look, there's always going to be challenges, always going to be difficulties, but you do it for a reason. You do it because you enjoy it at the end of the day. There's always got to be something that's making it worthwhile.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we do the next one in Telford as we're about a mile from each other.
That would make more sense.
Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you,
It's
mate.
been emotional.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank
you, Mel.
Well, I think all was said in the podcast, Victoria.
I felt like it was a bit of a marriage counselling session.
Yeah, when Leanne starts bringing stuff up, and you've told me already, you start thinking, oh, here we go, I'm in trouble now. And I think Brett felt the same, bless.
It's like we keep saying, if I tell you something, it kind of goes in one ear and out the other, and then you hear it from someone else and you're like, okay, maybe there is some weight behind this.
What amazed me, though, was that the struggles we go through in business and the way it crosses over to personal life, we're not alone.
No, I think, but like I said at one point, there does have to be a reason for you doing it. So there has got to be some enjoyment there. And a lot of people do say to us, I don't know how you work with your husband. I could not work with my spouse. And some people just genuinely can't do it.
Yeah.
Because it is intense. And like Brett said, you know, some weeks they never leave each other's sides. And if you're not about that life, then just don't do it, because it can be a lot.
I like to say it's a massive task. And as long as you know what the end goal is together, then you can work together.
Yeah, as long as you've got that shared goal at the end and know what you're in it for. But we enjoy it, don't we, most of the time?
Yeah, we do. We do. It is fun. I mean, we're creating content, so radio, podcast, video. So, yeah, it is fun. It is. And the bit I really enjoy is when you tell me I'm not detailed enough and you kind of go down to that fine detail and I'm like, I didn't see that. Love that. Well, that's all for this episode. A huge thank you to Leanne and Brett from Big Spuds. Take a look at what they do. Go to bigspuds.co.uk and have a look at the story.
And another thank you to this episode's sponsor, BM Catalysts, the UK and Europe's leading manufacturer of catalytic converters, DPFs and front pipes. You can find out more at bmcats.com.
And finally, thank you to yourselves, the listeners. If you enjoyed today's conversations, please follow Garage Talk Unwrapped on your favourite podcast platform. And also, follow Garage Talk Radio for our new Garage Talk Radio show on Instagram.
Yeah, if you weren't sick of us talking to each other, then have a listen to the radio show.
What's coming up next, Vicky?
Next time, we're talking to Ashley and Julia from PartSync, talking about their digital car part platform.
Easy for you to say.
It wasn't really, which connects trade buyers with a verified network of car parts suppliers.
That was an excellent podcast as well.
Yeah,
Most of them are.
They're very informative. It was a good one. Make sure you listen.
Cheers, thanks.
Bye.
Bye.